Every game begins the same way.
First and foremost, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, do it now. Subscribe to ensure you receive the fastest and most profound analyses on the O's, with a distinct and genuine perspective from someone who intensely lives the team's day-to-day life. Our coverage is exclusive, serious, and detailed, like you won't find anywhere else. Now let's get straight to the hot topic that's stirring up the clubhouse and social media. The clear and forceful verdict from the fans on the future of interim manager Tony Manscolino. The conversation dominating Birdland this late in the season is unequivocally about who will be in the dugout in 2026. And judging by the reaction on social media, the consensus among fans regarding Tony Manscolino is clear and, let's be honest, resounding. No. I've been closely monitoring the pulse of the fan base and the wave of opinions that followed the Baltimore Sun's Jacob Calvin Myers post, asking if Manscolino should be the full-time manager for 2026, was an absolute flood of negatives. It's a phenomenon that needs to be analyzed with the seriousness the subject demands, because the fan's voice, in this case, is loud and unified. Let's recap. No one can deny Manscolino's initial impact when he took over the team in May, replacing Brandon Hyde. While the term saving might be an overstatement, since the O's failed to make the postseason, which, for a roster with the talent we have, is undeniably a disappointment, the team's performance did shift. The team has played above 500 under his leadership. The games in recent months have been undeniably more enjoyable to watch. Manscolino managed to stabilize the ship amidst a squall, and that credit must be given to him. However, gratitude for the emergency work does not translate into a desire for permanence. Fans are separating their appreciation for stabilizing the team from the need for long-term leadership capable of returning the Orioles' young and talented core to the glory of the 2023 and 2024 regular seasons. The forceful response from the fans is not just a simple no, but rather a demand for a new voice from the outside. This is strategic. One fan perfectly encapsulated the sentiment, "No. Unless Manscolino gets the O's record over 500 or makes the playoffs, I don't think that was ever a real possibility." They need a new voice from the outside, with MLB managing success, to help hold the players accountable and have a real voice in the front office. The essence here is the search for a manager with proven authority, someone who is not perceived merely as a corporate sycophant, but rather as a veteran leader capable of challenging and elevating the level of Adley Rutschman, Gunnar Henderson, and the rest of our core. Birdland wants a manager who has his own clear vision for the team, who can go beyond the basics and implement an undeniable winning culture. It is vital that the front office understands this nuance. The Birds do not need a manager who simply maintains the status quo or is easily pliable. What's at stake is the transition from a promising team to a consistent champion. And, for many, this transition demands a manager with a more robust track record and a reputation for firmness. The appeal for an outside manager, an outsider with experience in managing high-level success in MLB, reflects the ambition of the fans. We want no more excuses. We want results and accountability. Manscolino did an admirable job during a difficult time, but the majority feeling is that his ideal role would be as part of the coaching staff, perhaps even as the right-hand man to a new manager, but not as the main commander. The direction the team must take is to seek a leader who can catalyze the franchise's turnaround and ensure that the "O" shout during the national anthem is once again a prelude to consistent victories. Time is running out, and the front office's decision on Manscolino will be the first major strategic move with an eye on 2026. The pressure is real. Despite the clarity of Birdland's responses, the Orioles front office needs to carefully weigh its options, and that is where professional and objective analysis comes in. The decision about Tony Manscolino is not just about what he did, but about what the franchise needs for the future. The crux of the matter is whether Manscolino has the profile to be the voice that Adley Rutschman and our young superstars need to hear to take the next leap in quality. The disappointment of this season, with the team out of the postseason, has drastically raised the bar of expectation. It's no longer enough to be enjoyable to watch. It must be winning. Recent statistics, although better under Manscolino, do not paint a complete picture that justifies his confirmation. The Birds did perform more solidly, it's true, but against which opponents? In which crucial moments did the team fail or shine? The cold analysis indicates that the individual talent of the players may, at many times, have masked strategic flaws that a more experienced manager with greater pedigree would have avoided. The search for a veteran manager with his own voice, and not a corporate sycophant, as one fan pointed out, is a veiled criticism of the perception that Manscolino may not have the necessary independence to confront the front office or challenge the players to a higher level of excellence. In successful franchises, the manager is a strong arm, not a mere executor of orders. The real impact of the team's decisions lies in how they affect the development of young talent. Adley Rutschman revealed that the main priority for the Orioles offseason is development and continuity. Continuity is important, but it should not be confused with complacency. A new manager would bring a different perspective, a new set of responsibilities, and, crucially, a new tactical approach that may be exactly what this young roster needs to mature. The team needs someone who can manage the bullpen more effectively, who optimizes the rotation, and who instills a clutch mentality in moments of highest pressure. And this, Birdland seems to believe, requires a figure of greater stature. The tradition of the "Oh" shout must be accompanied by a performance worthy of our history and our potential. Therefore, the strategy for the upcoming games, the last of this season, should be seen as a final and decisive audition, both for Manscolino and for the front office. What the team does now will directly impact the trade window and the off-season. If the front office decides to go against the unanimous voice of the fans and keep Manscolino, they will need to justify the decision with very strong arguments, demonstrating a long-term plan and not just a convenient solution. The roster movements, trades, and extensions will all be affected by the choice of the manager. It is a cycle that needs to be broken with intelligence. The search for a manager who has experience in leading young teams to the postseason, and more importantly, to winning World Series, is not just a desire, it is a strategic necessity. In summary, the main news is that Baltimore Orioles fans have delivered a clear and resounding no verdict to the confirmation of Tony Manscolino as the main manager in 2026, preferring a new voice from the outside, with experience in managing success in MLB. And now the question I pose to you, Birdland fans, what do you think of the team's latest decisions, especially concerning the future of the coaching staff? What would be the best strategy for the upcoming games and especially for the crucial trade window that is approaching? To continue receiving the most exclusive analyses and daily updates on the Orioles, do the following. Like this video, comment your opinion. It is vital for our community. And above all, subscribe to the channel. Your subscription is our fuel to continue bringing the serious, detailed, and reliable coverage you deserve. Go O's!